Not too much salt. Oh, good morning.
Morning. There's no morning in space.
Well, I spoke to the Engi captain, and he, or them, or whatever, say the repairs are almost done. Wait, what are you guys eating?
Sit down, I'll get you a plate.
Wait, aren't these the regular ration bars that we have?
Hey, they are. Liam, what did you do? How did you learn to cook these?
Back on the human colony where I came from, sometimes these rations were all we had to eat, so we learned to spice them up a little.
Well, Liam, my compliments, because this is shockingly good. Look at the crust you managed to get on these.
What's going on here?
It's breakfast.
Well, this isn't regulation. But it isn't bad. Nice work, Liam.
Thank you. Oh, good morning, Manon. Sorry, I don't know what Engis eat, but do you want something?
Nutrition is not presently necessary for me.
Oh, no problem then.
Where's Charlie?
Still sleeping, I guess.
Alright then. For some time I've wondered how much you all know about the rebellion we are fighting. The Federation media conceals certain facts, and Command would rather soldiers know only what they need to know. But this kind of information can sometimes save your lives. These are the Big Five, rebel generals who control some portion of the rebel army. Many who you should be familiar with, since they might have been in your textbooks at the academy. Darwin Black, Peter Tydrick, and Novak II. These other two we have only sparse information on, codenames Blackbird and Key. Back in 2998, 25 years ago during the Mantis Federation War, these three, along with myself, Terzel of the Engi Brigade, and Jane Tully, who's now the Federation's Fleet Admiral, were some of the major heads during the war.
Pavalo, you were in the Mantis Federation War? Well, I mean, you definitely look old enough anyway.
This is way above Pavalo's pay grade. You should ask him sometime why he was left to administer a salvage fleet, instead of being on the front lines.
I used to know these people, but time does a heck of a lot to each of us. Peter was one of the better men I knew. Clever, good with a joke. He was almost the best man in my...
At your wedding? Is there a Mrs. Pavalo somewhere? Or not? Okay, I'll chill.
Then one day, during the end of the war, Tydrick's cruiser was struck by a swarm of kamikaze Mantis pilots. The bridge took a direct hit, and he was thrown through the lower decks, but lived. Rescue came, but Tydrick needed extensive surgery to most of his face, and he gained a bionic eye. Peter was never the same, and soon after his surgery, he approached the Federation Council. I stand before you, a disfigured veteran of these wars with alien forces, and I am not alone. Humanity's youngest and brightest are wasted in protecting the peace between these savages. I will no longer stand idle as we are given orders to die for the Federation's ideal of harmony. If humanity continues to act as the galactic police, then it must also become the law for all races in the galaxy. Tydrick was booed off stage. To the Council's credit, they did not want to start another war, let alone with the entire galaxy. But some of the other generals agreed with him, as did many of the troops. Some were tired of losing friends in battles to protect other races from the Mantis threat. Others honestly believed that a humanity-ruled galaxy would be best for all. The military began to fracture. Even soldiers who had sworn themselves to the Federation began to redefine their oaths to mean serving humanity exclusively. 3 years after the end of the Mantis War, the first rebel rally was held on Kaban.
What's Kaban?
Kaban is a planet that is technically in an Engi-controlled sector, but for 100 years has had a mostly human population.
All of those defector types gathered there, including a healthy amount of humans who just had some good old-fashioned xenophobia in them to boot. The year 3006. An entire shipyard filled with outdated Federation command carriers and battleships that were meant to be sold to civilian vessels is stolen. Darwin Black and Novak are said to have led the operation. 3018, 12 years later, a fleet of repainted and refitted Federation ships appear out of deep space, and the first battle of the Rebellion War begins at the summer stretch. Darwin Black, now a rebel general, led the attack and attempted to seize the summer stretch, a vital trade route for the Federation, which they called a poisonous tie to the filth of the galaxy. His fleet was relatively small, and while the Federation still had the upper hand technology-wise, they had lost many of the great minds needed to win battles. Many lower-ranking Federation officers were immediately promoted to maintain a chain of command, but none of them had the war-tested instincts that Tydrick, Darwin Black, or Novak had. Despite this, Black bit the dust in a final stand that left the Federation fleet in the sector crippled. Some say Darwin sacrificed himself as a martyr, but however the case, half of the summer stretch now belonged to the Rebellion, as did the spoils of war. Soon it became known, either join the Rebellion or die. Over the last 5 years, their fleet, territory, and technology have grown. Now Tydrick operates a roaming rebel armada, while Novak II wages war in Sector 8. Once again, we have no information on Blackbird or Key.
Greetings, Kestrel crew. Repairs have been completed on your ship. Prepare to disengage from our hull.
Thank you, Captain. We'll be ready to leave.
There's another distress beacon coming in. Looks like someone might need help.
Everyone get to your...
Sorry, I forgot. You're still Captain, actually.
Right. Everyone, get to your posts.
Rip them out of their ship and tear them apart. For honor, the Angel.
Whoa. Anyone else feeling deja vu?
Such an honorable battle you've made today. You have clearly bested us. We merely request our lives.
You're not the first group of rock pirates to request your lives. What have you got?
Well, we got, 1 missile, 1 drone part, and 17 scrap.
Is that it? 'Cause I think we can pull that much scrap from what's left after we nuke your ship.
Wait! Inogman, how about a drone recovery arm?
Take the arm!
Space.
Hey, take it easy, Jose. You've got to cut down on your raw meat.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that!
Yeah, get him!
Jose, your blood pressure?
There's an intruder on deck! Charlie, Liam, contain them!
Please, save me!
Mantis?